Hi again, everybody. Zach Attack is here with my TNA Impact Wrestling review for tonight, Thursday, September 26th, 2013. Of course, coming to you live this week from Little Rock, Arkansas. So my thoughts on Impact tonight? Well, we have it was an okay Impact tonight, okay action tonight. We didn't have any new matches made for TNA Bound for Glory. But we saw the AJ Dixie problems really escalate, and as you see on the title, even Hogan gets dragged into this, as we would see in our last segment. Plus, speaking of problems, Ace and H problems continue to destroy the Ace and H from the inside. The problems are continuing, as we would see also. And vignettes galore, including two teasers for debuts of two new people. Plus, a return vignette as well for Bound for Glory. Tell you about those vignettes, those little video promos in a bit. But we will begin with Dixie Carter in a backstage segment with Sting. Of course, Sting and Dixie, they've been very close. But like I think Dixie's now, I think she's like the heel boss now. TNA likes to rip up WWE, like I've said many times. Well, I think TNA is going to rip up WWE for the biggest rip up of all, having a heel boss. I think Dixie Carter, I think she said in the past she didn't want to be involved on television. She didn't want to be a character. And I think she's embracing this whole heel character now. This whole boss character, as we would see in our last segment. But after that, on with another group that has problems. Like I said, Ace and Eights came out. Billy Ray came out with his buddies. Where actually he came out first with his little girl, Brooke Tessmacher, saying about his usual, talking about, I'm the TNA World Champion, I'm the president of Aces and Eights, blah, 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 blah. Do you know who I am? I'm the guy who kicked out Devon. I'm the guy who kicked off Anderson. I don't care. I'm the boss. Blah, 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 blah. And I also applaud Dixie for telling it to AJ Styles, because I'm going to have easy pickings on AJ, because his mind's not focused on me at Bound for Glory. His mind's focused on Dixie. That's what he was saying. And then after he talks about, do you know who I am? Here comes Knox. Here comes Bishop and Briscoe. The problems are still dominating what they're saying. Bully Ray, your ego is destroying this club. You care more about hoes than your bros, man. And Bully Ray's like, I don't care what you think. You got a big six-man tag tonight. You got the six-man tag against Main Event Mafia, who have their problems with the inside too, with Magnus's head being distracted by ego, getting in his business. And he's like, Ace and Eights, if you lose your match tonight, the six-man tag, you three against them three, Sting, Magnus, and Joe, one of you is going out. Whoever loses this match, if anybody loses, it's lights out for you. Another member would be kicked out of Ace and Eights this evening if they were possibly to lose. I know you kind of probably know that by seeing the video. Title. But we don't know who yet. But, so there you go. A threatening of another kickoff of another member if they would lose tonight in their big main event matchup this evening, Ace and Eights. The problems continue. Now on with another six-person tag. Actually, it is a six-person tag. Mixed tag match of sorts, 6-person. It was the new ODB, the new Knockouts champion, team up with a hubby. On-screen hubby, EY, along with his little project, Joseph Park, trying to shave himself while singing Sweet Caroline. That was funny. Sweet Caroline, bum, bum, bum. God, as a DJ, I love that song of Michelle's. And everyone, when they're drunk, when people are drunk, they like doing the bum, 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 the so good. I need the music when I play Sweet Caroline. After this match, those three take on the Bowmans, of course I'm referring to Jesse and Robbie E, who got beat in record time by both Eli and Mr. Park last week until they attacked and the blood started flowing from Joseph Park. That's why Eli didn't want him to cut himself while shaving because, blood makes Joseph go crazy. Little Jekyll and Hyde moment. Or as I would call it, the blood brings out the spirit of his brother Abyss. He's the same person. Anyway, they would team up with Gail Kim. Now, indeed, the Bowman was trying to get revenge after getting embarrassed last week by both Eli and Joseph Park, and Robbie E tried to duke it out first with Joseph, and then Joseph had got the best of Mr. Robbie E by destroying him. Of course, the power and strength of Joseph Park, even though I've said it once before, the guy who's playing Joseph Park slash the best, I applaud him for his acting skills. For really acting like a gullible idiot, I applaud him for acting his character out. And people like him so much because of his likability and his connectability with the fans with this whole gimmick. So then Jesse tried to go in. And then he tried to get some advantage of Joseph Park there. Of course, once again, uses his strength to his advantage. Then Robbie E tried to come in again and take on Park, but it was 2 months yet again. But then they finally got advantage. They finally took care of Joseph Park trying to do some double team moves and trying to get back in the game. And even Gail Kim tried to get a little involved against Mr. Park and try to slap him. Of course, men couldn't fight the women. So then Robbie E got back in the ring after Gail Kim slapped the hell out of Gail. So the distraction of Gail helped Robbie E and Jesse get back in the game. Until Joseph Park, with an ounce of energy left, no blood though in this match, double clothesline the hell out of him till Eric Young got the hot tag in. And then she even got involved. ODB even got involved after EY got physical. And ODB got back in the ring, even tried to do a little chest action to Robbie E. And both EY and Young Park came in with a big splash up the top with a big double T move with ODB countering after EY and Park did their little elbows and splashes up the top. ODB did an old splash and a 1-2-3 victory for the team of ODB, EY, and Joseph Park. Once again embarrassing the Bullmans, and also Gail came along with it. Now on with our next little segment here involving Austin Aries. Carlos Austin Aries lost the BFG series, but indeed he is still confident that he is indeed a former headliner bout for glory. He was the world champion last year when he headlined against the eventual BFG winner, Jeff Hardy. Of course, he was headlining and he wants to be a part of BFG again. But then here comes Kenny King, who's been out for a few months thanks to a knee injury. So the former X-Division champion, cocky as ever, came out and said, Austin, you're talking about the future? You were the future, honey. You're not the future no more, man. You were 10 years ago. But that was then. This is now. I'm the new face of the X Division. I don't know. I had a little person talking. So, trying to distract me. Anyway, so Kenny said, I'm the future now, man. And I'm back to reclaim my throne in the X Division. And all that. And blah, 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 blah. Especially you, Aries. You came in as Manic. You took Manic's costume and pinned me for the title back in Ultimate X. Before Ultimate X, when you disguised yourself as Manic. And that's when I got injured after that. So now Aries wants a piece. He wants a piece of King. And King was like, I don't want none of you tonight. But then Austin's like, I want you. The King attacked him from behind with a little sucker punch, and Aries like, oh, that's what you're going to play? That's how you're going to play this game, huh? Get a referee out. Match right now. So we ended the break with Aries attacking Kenny King from the outside with a big running splash and really cutting him open as we got back to Aries, busting his head on the steel steps. You could see Kenny's face, man. We didn't see blood during Hardcore Justice, which was a major disappointment. But we did see blood tonight, and a lot of it, man. Man, Kenny King was cut up big time. But despite being cut up by Mr. Aries, and Aries basically taking control of the early going, especially after that hit and really cutting Kenny open, despite the blood gushing out of his face, Kenny did fight elegantly and gallantly in his cocky way to get back in the game with some great offense and a decent matchup from two great X-Division wrestlers. Too bad Dixie doesn't want to put the focus on him anymore, as we would see from AJ's promo last week. Anyway, so then, as King tried to get back in the game despite being all bloodied out, he kept countering Aries' attempts at a brainbuster. Because Aries did try a brainbuster one time, but indeed King did block it and really came in with some big slaps and some right hands, some nasty kicks, and nasty moves despite, like I said, taking a lot of punishment from Aries, especially with getting busted open pretty bad. And he didn't fight hard. But in the end, going off with a big suplex, despite a big suplex from Kenny King, Aries got back up, got back in the game with a big drop kick, and finally connecting with the Brainbuster in a 1-2-3 victory for Austin Aries and Kenny King's first match back from the big time injury that he had. So nice to see Kenny King back, but once again we had, of course, Aries in the victory. Now, before we get to our next matchup, I told you we saw a lot of vignettes tonight, a lot of promos. We saw a promo promoting the debut of Lady Tappa, a woman who she was on Gut Check, and many people didn't like her. Many people thought the woman that she fought in Gut Check should have got the contract instead. But I thought Lady Tappa deserved it. Because I like the other chick, but Lady Tappa's so fucking strong. She's like the new Awesome Kong. And she's just so tall, so big, and so dominant. Well, no shit. She's the niece of the Barbarian. So she should get that strength from that guy. Because Barbarian was huge. And very muscular. And very tall. And very dominating. And demanding. He had a demanding view. He had his head command. So, nice to see Lady Tappa making her official debut. Also, we saw a preview for this guy. Ethan's coming. Is Ethan a new guy? I'll be pissed if it's Ethan Hawke from Survivor. Hey, they like to get Jesse Goddess. They got Jesse Goddess from Big Brother. They can't get MMA guys no more. They don't want to get MMA guys like Tito and Rampage to come. They can still get reality rejects like Jesse. And hopefully it's not Ethan Hawke, but I don't know who this Ethan guy is. If it's a new guy or it's an old guy from WWE with a new gimmick, who knows? Speaking of people that came from WWE to TNA but keeping their original gimmick, we also saw a promo tonight that Kurt Angle is set to return to Bound for Glory after his rehab stint. We've heard nothing about Kurt Angle since he went to rehab after his most recent DUI. So, nice because he has to come back. He's been advertising he's going to get the Hall of Fame on the 19th, so he has to come back by then. So hopefully see Kurt Angle return at Bound for Glory. Maybe wrestling, who knows? But we're hoping to see Angle back in the ring, whether in wrestling form or accepting a Hall of Fame honor at BFG. Now, on with our next matchup, which is for the X Division Championship. Manic against Chris Sabin. Sabin is now a heel guy. He's a cocky little bitter after losing the title. Thinks everything's about me. Now, answer this. Is Sabin about a good guy? Or was he about a bad guy? I think the bad guy way. I just don't think he's playing the bad guy really commanding them. He's trying too hard to be a heel. You can tell that in the promo with him and Austin Aries. He's like, Aries, I'm the master of the X Division. And it was my title reign more than you. Blah, 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 blah. He's trying too hard to be a heel in this case. Got a little confrontation with Aries, and I could tell Aries was going to try to get involved, which he kind of did. In our next matchup, which, like I said, involved Sabin and Manic, stemming from Sabin's heel turn, attacking Manic with a cheap shot following his match against Jeff Hardy last week. It said Sabin's better. It's like, I'm the X Division guy. And Manic came in like a house of fire. Like, the match started. Before we had that match, we had Hulk Hogan come out, commenting about this whole AJ Dixie thing. He was going to try to settle it tonight by calling out AJ and try to settle his whole problem out. But as you see by the time of Hulk Hogan, unfortunately, he didn't settle anything. Not only did he not settle AJ and Dixie's differences, he got dragged into this thing. He did it to himself because he wanted to insert himself in his pop to try to insert himself to solve it. And unfortunately, he dug himself a bigger hole, as we would see in our last segment. So now on with the Sabin Manic match. And like I said, Manic trying to get payback on Sabin after what Sabin did last week with that post-match cheap shot attack. He came in chest first, really giving it to Sabin, really dominating on Sabin. It really coming with some big high-flying offense until, indeed, Sabin, and I knew he was doing this, he played possum. I knew the game plan. As Manic was indeed getting in control. Saban pretended to trip and try to say his knee hurt. Now, if it was real or not, well, we all know Saban's problems with his knees, but I kind of knew what he was doing. I knew he was playing possum. He kind of limped a little after he tweaked his knee. I think he was trying to escape because he couldn't take enough of the early advantage from Manic, because Manic was just coming in like a house of fire, and Chris Saban couldn't find footing in. And he had a fake an injury to get advantage as he tried to get the injury. Of course, Velvet, his little girlfriend, was at ringside. Manic was trying to go for him, and then Velvet got dragged as a shield by Chris Saban. That wouldn't be the only time that Velvet would be used as a shield to try to help Saban get back in the game. So after Velvet got dragged as a shield by Saban, Saban came up from behind with a big flying knee from the apron, showing that he did indeed play possum, and that's when Saban took control after that little distraction, that little fake injury and a distraction from Velvet. So there you go. Saban got back in the game with some nasty moves and trying to get the quick win over Manic with some cheap shots once again, trying to play the heel role pretty well. Until indeed Manic came back with some big flying drop kicks and a big splash from the top. But indeed Saban came back with a big match of his own, even getting catapulted by Manic. Until indeed, you saw Manic try to do this Indian Death Drop move, this little submission move, twice during the match, which Saban got out of both times. Well, actually, the second time he put the Indian Death Lock on, Saban was trying to go for the rope, and then Velvet Sky held onto his hands underneath the ropes, and then Velvet got dragged in by Manic as he dragged her as Saban was holding on to her. And like I said, that Saban faked an injury, used Velvet as a shield and got advantage. Well, this time after the Indian Death Lock dragged Velvet into the ring, Velvet tried to be a shield again. Like Saban pushed her to be a shield again and tried to get him back in the game, but the plan backfired as Velvet got whammed on the Saban, and Saban got rolled up by Manic in a 1-2-3 victory for Manic, retaining his X Division Championship and backfiring the distraction planned from Saban yet again with Velvet being the shield. And then Austin Aries came in trying to get a piece of Saban until Saban wound off before getting any further attacks from Mr. Aries. Sorry, my nose is clogged up, but you know my nose is clogged up. I can smell one thing. I smell a triple threat. I smell a triple threat X Division match, Ultimate X title match between Saban, Manic, and Aries at Bound for Glory. I think that match is going to happen. You see the plans growing. Aries has got his problems with Saban, so does Manic. So I bet you it'll all culminate in Bound for Glory X Division Ultimate X title match. I would love to see that. That'd be great. Now, after that, on with our main event involving the Main Event Mafia, Magnus, Joe, and of course Sting, taking on the remaining members of Ace and Eights, Briscoe, Bischoff, and Nux. And Magnus trying to shake off the cobwebs and try to get Ego out of his head from distracting him. And we saw a backstage segment involving them. Got in the match first and basically knocked out everybody of Ace and Eights because every member tried to attack themselves in. Briscoe got a big, nasty head to the clothesline. So did Nux, so did Bischoff. Magnus looked very good until Sting got in the match a little bit as the fans were chanting him in a little match outside the ring with all 6 men brawling. And the referee was distracted by the members of Ace and Eights and Main Event Mafia getting involved. Magnus was on the rope going for something. And then here comes Ego coming up from behind with referee distracted, knocking Magnus off the rope and getting him injured, making him fall off the top of the rope onto the ground, hitting his knee a little bit and attacking him and taking him out of the match. Following the sneak attack by Ego, knocking him off. I think, was it a real injury or a fake injury? We did see Joe before the break after Magnus got off and Sting got himself in after Magnus was taken out. You see Joe like this, the injury sign. It could be real or it could be fake, who knows. But with Magnus out of the game following the attack by Ego, that gave Ace and Eights the man advantage. 3-on-2. Not only did they have the man advantage at that point, they took advantage of the opportunity, took advantage of that distraction, and dominated the later half of the matchup, isolating Sting and Dale Carter with the hot, quick tags, and really destroying Sting, knocking Joe off, distracting Joe from getting in. They were just dominating on Sting, and it looked like nobody was going to get kicked out of Ace and Eights this evening. But Sting kept fighting back, destroying everybody in his path until after grueling punishment from Ace and Eights and really getting destroyed by them in their corner. Here comes Samoa Joe coming off the hot tag from Sting, firing on his members of his main event mafia, coming in like a house of fire with some nasty clotheslines. Of course, indeed, Joe was gonna kill you. Joe was gonna kill you. So Joe came in clotheslining everybody. They railing Briscoe against Nux against Bischoff, setting up Sting to go for a Stinger splash on both those guys, taking them out of the equation to set up Joe to hook up the Lakita clutch on the legal man, Wes Briscoe. And despite Briscoe's best efforts to find out, because he knew the stipulations of this matchup, if they were to lose and the man who lost the match of Ace and H would get kicked out, well, unfortunately for Briscoe, bye-bye. Briscoe tapped out of the Lakita clutch, so that means the main event mafia wins, and another member will be kicked out due to Bully Ray's stipulation. And here comes, like wide on cue, here comes Bully Ray. And Bully Ray's like, I told you guys whoever lost this match was going to get kicked out. So Briscoe, give me your cut. So Briscoe, he was reluctant to give away his cut. And I knew exactly what was next. After Briscoe refused, I knew exactly what Bully Ray was going to do. He was going to say, you two, Nux and Bischoff, sick 'em. I knew he was going to do that. Because it would add more tension. That means Briscoe and Nux had a... Actually, Bischoff and Nux had a decision. Side with Bully or take Briscoe's side. And it looked like they were taking Briscoe's side for a moment because they wouldn't attack him. They wouldn't attack Briscoe. And Bully Ray's like, well, if you ain't going to attack him, I'm going to attack him. So Bully nailed him with a clothesline, taking him out, and then eventually doing what he did to Mr. Anderson, nailing him with the pile driver. It was nasty. And indeed, once again, despite hesitating, Bischoff and Nux, after Briscoe was down, they took up the cut of Briscoe, and Briscoe's officially out of Ace and Eights. So the tension continues, man. I bet you. At least I predict this. By Bound for Glory, or at least after Bound for Glory, Ace and Eights are done. You can see the writings on the wall that Ace and Eights are done. They've been around for about 12 months, since last June when they first attacked Sting. About 13 months. And they really won Waff-Shot over TNA after they got unbanned at Bound for Glory last year. And Devon came back as a member of Ace and Eights after apparently having some contract disputes. So there you go. Now Devon's gone again. So there you go. Bye-bye Briscoe from Ace and Eights as the dismemberment from the inside of Ace and Eights continue. Speaking of men with contract disputes, with AJ Styles, as Hogan was going to try to solve this thing by giving AJ Styles a new contract. He was trying to say, AJ Styles, man, you're the man, man. Don't distract yourself with this whole Dixie bullshit. As you saw, Hogan was trying to tiptoe his way around this whole Dixie thing because he was like, AJ, I want you to be our new champion and beat up Bully Ray. But you can't be a champion if you don't have a contract. As you say, you don't have a contract with us. So here comes AJ, accepting the offer to talk to Hogan, reluctantly, in my opinion. So AJ got in, and AJ was trying to talk, but Hogan's like, come on, man, we want you in this company still. The fans were like chanting, we want AJ, because Hogan was like, do you want AJ still in this company? You don't want him to go to WWE. So the crowd cheered for that. So AJ, he signed the contract, and I knew that a little lady would interrupt the proceedings. And right on my cue, here comes Dixie Carter with a resounding moves. Like I said, I think she's really embracing this heel character now. The heel boss character. I think she's really putting it to her own now. And she's like, really nailing it to AJ. Once again, dissing him and making fun of his accent, like saying, Dixie, you're gonna pay, you know, like making fun of AJ once again by being a marginal one, blah, 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 blah. And saying, Hulk, I can understand you can try to see little value of AJ Styles, the marginal one, but you're not the one who signs the contracts around here. I'm the one who signs the contracts. I'm the boss. You're just an employee. She whipped off the contract that AJ just signed. And that put Hogan in a bad place. Because, like I said, Hogan was trying to solve it. Now he got dragged into it because AJ, after he got kicked out of the ring by Dixie, because Dixie's like, get out of my ring, you marginal piece of crap, because AJ was trying to butt again. Saying that, hey, Dixie, here you go again. Here you go again. And blah, 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 blah. And then AJ got kicked out. So that left Dixie in the ring with Hogan, saying that Dixie's like, you people, you 99%, I'm the 1%. You know what I mean? And she's like, everyone's been criticizing me for months. Bring the hate. You know, I don't care. Making the best decisions for me. You know, it's all about me. Dixie Carter. Blah, 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 blah. And the fans are just really egging her on and really booing her, even chanting, Dixie sucks. The crowd was really on Dixie. Then she said, Hulk Hogan, you may have a little memory loss. You forgot one thing. I'm the boss. And blah, 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 blah. That's when Hogan got talked down to Dixie, too. Because Dixie's like, Hogan, AJ Styles is one problem that I have to fix. Now, Hulk, whose side are you on? Are you going to side with AJ? Are you going to rebel against me? Or are you going to be on Team Dixie? So Hogan had an ultimatum. Dixie gave Hogan an ultimatum. That next week, Hogan has a decision to make. Either join her, whether with her or against her. You're on Team Dixie or you're not on Team Dixie. And I know exactly why Hogan's being put in this position. You thought about AJ having contract problems? Hulk Hogan has contract problems too. I think I said in my attack line a few weeks ago that Hulk Hogan, when I did wrestling on my attack line instead of separating like I have been, Hogan, his contract's up next month. Actually, in about 2 weeks. 2 weeks from Monday, his contract's up, right before Bound for Glory. So I'd not be surprised if Hulk Hogan doesn't want to sign with Dixie, then he gets storyline fired by Dixie and write him off so he can leave TNA if he doesn't want to renew his contract with TNA. So I'm not too surprised at this happening. Is Hogan going to say no? Like I said, he may get written out. If he does, say, fuck you, Dixie, and I'm not joining Team Dixie, he may get written out. This may be the way he gets written out if he doesn't want to renew his contract. So that's why I think this storyline is happening with Dixie threatening Hogan with a stipulation with the ultimatum. So Dixie's once again controlling the show, and like I said, the heel character of Dixie, the problems that get solved, Hogan just dug himself a big old hole by trying to get involved in this, and now he's stuck in the middle. He's the monkey in the middle. And he was supposed to be between a rock and a hard place to make this ultimatum, to make a decision on if he's going to be on Team Dixie or be against her in this case. So there you go. Dixie once again takes control, and this is both AJ and Hogan yet again. And like I said in my preview, and I'll say it again, I would not be surprised if Dixie Carter either A, screws AJ out of the title match, like gets him out of the title match, or B, screws him during the title match at Bound for Glory and become a member of Ace and Ace. That would be a last gasp for Ace and Ace if Dixie wants to come in. Despite my comments about Ace and Ace being broken up by Bound for Glory, if Dixie does surprise us by being a member of Ace and Ace and screwing AJ over, it could not be the end of Ace and Ace for a few more weeks. So there you go. That's just my opinion. That is it for my TNA Impact Wrestling review for this evening. I will see you all later. With that in mind, you've all been attacked by the review. Found Zach. Thank you all very much for watching. Have a great weekend, everybody. Yeah.